Okay, you've got your promo pack ready with all the stuff you need to present to a venue owner. You're all practiced up, you're ready to play 2 to 4 hours solid. Now you're ready to approach the venue. Hold up. Well, you need to be heard. Do you own a PA system? Do you need a PA system? What's a PA system? All of that coming up next. I'm Riff Johnson, and this is Real Working Musician.
Now 6 bricks of love shouldn't hurt that bad.
Just kidding, it's actually pretty good.
Now 6 bricks of love shouldn't hurt that bad. And 7 fairy tens put your heart on track. I'm driving 80 miles an hour smoking Camel bags, saying catch me if you can.
Welcome back to Real Working Musician. I'm Riff Johnson. I'm your host, an actual real working musician. It's a show dedicated to building musicians' confidence in sharing their passion with the world and maybe, just maybe, making some money on the side, be it part-time or full-time income. Today's episode, pump up the volume.
Get crazy! Hey! No more Mr. Nice Guy!
So that's the kind of thing, I mean, when you're going to play a venue, you can't just be quiet in the corner with no amplification. People got to hear you. So you got to find the best balance between being loud enough and not blowing them away. So do you have a PA system? What's a PA system? So public address, PA. That's really what it stands for. When you want to, address the public, right? The good news is that some venues actually have one built in, and that's very handy. But sometimes you're expected to provide your own. So how big do you really need, and how much money are you going to have to spend? It's a very good question. And a lot of that depends upon you and really what you want. Obviously, you got to be heard, so you got to start somewhere. Another good thing is that these days, PA systems are made much more affordably, and they're lighter weight, and they're loud. There's a lot of really great brands out there that I like personally. At the moment of shooting this, I use a Mackie DLM 112. It's a 2,000 watt speaker. The problem that I ran into was using certain speakers. Originally, I had the Bose, which honestly, Bose is amazing. Bose is probably my favorite out there. But I ended up selling it thinking I'd go with something smaller. But what I ran into was sometimes I do an outdoor gig and my Mackie Reach system, which is a great system, I do recommend it, it just wasn't powerful enough. It maxed out at like 720 watts, something like that. So I stepped it up a few notches with the Mackie 2000 watt self-powered speaker. And I really only use one. Most of the time, I do have the subwoofer to go with it, but I just use the one speaker usually, set it back. That's almost another lesson. Setting up the PA is another lesson in itself. But there's a lot of great stuff out there. I'm a big fan of Behringer now. Behringer used to have a bad rap, but I'm telling you, man, some of their stuff's not bad, and it's generally cheaper. JBL's great, QSC. Alto makes a great speaker. I love Mackie. And if you just want to go for the biggest and the best, in my opinion, the Bose series are just so good. Bose makes a great product. But when you're talking $2,000 to $3,000 for a PA system, it's an investment. But really, if you're the professional musician and you're getting paid to play gigs, some of your gigs can pay for your payments if you want to go that route. But you really should have professional gear when you go out and play. But maybe the Bose isn't in sight right now. You can start with something smaller. I didn't really want to make this a gear review channel at all, so I'm not really going to give a lot of big specifics. Portability is another option too. I remember the Fender Passport came out. Fender Passport's a great little system. It's small, but it's great for a little club. It folds up into a suitcase. It's like a speaker, and the mixing console, and they all strap together and makes one suitcase. I could just show you a picture. It's a little easier. And in that way, having an all-in-one system, you don't need to have a separate mixer. So your mixer is the part where you plug in your guitar, your vocals, whatever, your instruments, and then it goes to the speaker and it plays out. Sometimes people like having a monitor facing them, so a speaker facing them, speaker or two facing the crowd. That's up to personal preference. I use one. I kind of sit to the side of my Mackie. It's over here a ways, over there somewhere. And then I just, I crank it out that way. One place I will direct you to is sweetwater.com. They're so nice there. People are so knowledgeable at Sweetwater. They're very cool, man. And when they send you gear, they send you candy. So if I were to break it down into like 3 levels, I'd start around Behringer level. There's some other ones too that I haven't listened to them all. I kind of avoid the ones that are like $100 systems because, I mean, I try not to go super cheap. But I really do like Behringer these days. I go Behringer, and middle of the road going up higher, you got like your JBL Alto, that kind of stuff. If you want a really an amazing system, I mean the Bose L1 model, I think it's a model L1, Model 2, Model 2, Model 1, something like that. You can go to their website and check it out. Go listen to some YouTube reviews. They're so good, they're informative. Sweetwater does like reviews on everything. So sweetwater.com, man. I recommend them. I think they're fantastic. I've been working with them for years, and I continue to expect to be working with them forever. Forever. So yeah, you got to make sure your sound is loud enough for the venue. You definitely want to communicate with the bartender or venue owner, whoever's there, to make sure you're not too loud. That's one way to lose a job. That's a good way if you're looking to lose a job, is to be way too loud.
Hold it, fellas. I'm afraid you're just too darn loud. Next, please.
But over time, you're gonna figure out, once you hit a room, what your best options are, where the right level is gonna be. You're gonna do a sound check and all that. Another thing you really wanna do when you get your PA, set it up at home. Set it up a few times, like learn how to set it up, get really good with it. Have a friend come over that's maybe better with audio equipment and just help you figure out your EQ, stuff like that, so you can be heard. That's like a whole nother video too, just setting up at the venue. Oh yeah, one more thing I would request. I use a processor, so I use the TC Helicon Voice Live 3. It's a great pedal. It really, it has everything that I need as a solo musician. It's got a couple loops. You can do the looper thing. It's got vocal effects, guitar effects. It's like, the presets are just so good. It's like ready to go in the box. It's got the right amount of reverb, delay, that kind of stuff. It just sounds so good. Very professional and very easy to use right out of the box. So with that, I go right from my pedal board, my Voice Live 3, right into my Mackie speaker, and literally that's my whole setup. And it takes time to get used to it, so make sure to give yourself a lot of time getting used to your new equipment, making it sound good, making it sound clear, which is something I still struggle with, making sure my voice is clear so people can hear me. So I ain't perfect, but I do get paid, and it's awesome. So it's a great opportunity. So hopefully that helps. If you guys, let me know what you use for a PA. I'd be interested to hear about maybe some PA systems I don't even know about yet. Because there's always new brands coming out that are competing. Maybe for a cheaper price, still with an impressive package. So yeah, leave a comment below here. Let me know what you use, what you're into. Feel free to follow me online. Hit me up, throw me a Facebook message, whatever. Tell me how you're liking the series. We're so close to actually contacting the venue. I feel it coming, like, I might even say next episode. But it's really good to have a lot of these things under your belt before you actually go out and start booking shows. So yeah, follow me online, social media, the Facebook. We got a Real Working Musician Facebook page. You can go check out. Leave some comments right here on the YouTube video. Even if you're not a musician, let me know if you're being entertained. So start looking at PA systems now. Get educated. Get one. Start practicing with it. And you're that much closer to playing out. So we will see you soon in the next episode.
Now 6 bricks of love sure didn't hurt that bad, and 7 fairy tales